Entrepreneurs, what makes them tick? How do they do what they do? We understand the importance of entrepreneurship to entrepreneurs. Right? For them, it's their livelihood, it's their career, it's the vehicle through which they're pursuing important goals in their lives. We understand the importance of entrepreneurship to the broader business and economic climate. Entrepreneurship is the engine, right, of business. It's the engine of an economy as a whole. Every business enterprise starts as an entrepreneurial venture, including all of the massively successful business organizations and corporations that are out there. All of them started as smaller scale entrepreneurial ventures. Now, not everyone is an entrepreneur, and perhaps not everybody could be an entrepreneur, but maybe they could be. Maybe everyone could, in principle, become an entrepreneur. Not all entrepreneurs are successful, but maybe more people could be successful as entrepreneurs if we understood better what goes into being an entrepreneur. So let's try to talk through the process of entrepreneurship and try to identify the key traits that make it work. Now, to start with, I have on the board here a paragraph describing the entrepreneurial process from start to finish with a few phrases and words underlined. And to start, I want to just read through that statement with you. All right, the entrepreneurial process begins with an informed and creative idea, right, for a new product or service. The entrepreneur is ambitious and gutsy and takes the initiative, right, in developing the idea into a new enterprise. Typically, through much perseverance and trial and error, the entrepreneur produces something of value. He or she then takes on a leadership role in showing consumers the value of the new product or service and in showing new employees how to make it. The entrepreneur trades with those new customers and new employees to win-win, mutually beneficial results. He or she thus achieves success and then enjoys the fruits of his or her accomplishment. Entrepreneurs generate business ideas and decide which ones are worth pursuing. Now, in coming up with ideas in the first place, entrepreneurs speak of creativity, right, of imagination, of thinking outside the box, of activeness of mind, of having light bulb moments, and so on. And all those are important things to cultivate within oneself as an entrepreneur. But having generated lots of possible ideas, entrepreneurs then also have to exercise good judgment about which of those ideas are actually worth pursuing. And they have to ask themselves a series of follow-up questions, such as, can the product or service be developed technically? Can we actually pull it off, so to speak? Will it sell? What does the market research show? And so forth. So successful entrepreneurs have to exhibit, therefore, a commitment to cognitive achievement, activeness of mind, intellectual playfulness, research, experimentation, judgment. Ambition is the drive to achieve one's goals, to be successful, to become better, to be the best that one can be. Ambitious people, particularly ambitious entrepreneurs, right, feel strongly the drive to achieve whatever goals and dreams that they set for themselves. They feel more than the idle, often abstract wishing that many people experience, probably most of us experience at some points. Wouldn't it be nice if I were rich and independent? Instead, ambitious people feel deeply and powerfully to make their goals become reality. Entrepreneurship requires initiative. It's one thing to have a good business idea, it's another to turn that good idea into a reality. Entrepreneurs are self-starters who make the commitment to bring their good ideas into existence. Yet a new enterprise involves venturing into the unknown, including taking on obstacles such as disapproval from other people, or sometimes mockery even, and the possibility of failure. Consequently, entrepreneurship takes guts, right? A willingness to take on those obstacles, a willingness to be aware of the possible downsides, including the possibility of failure and mockery, but nonetheless not letting that fear dominate one's decision-making. Entrepreneurial success is almost never easy and overnight. So sticking with it through the long term and across many obstacles is absolutely essential. That is to say, perseverance is a necessary trait. Entrepreneurs have to stick with it through the technical obstacles that they confront, in the face of the various naysayers who tell them that it can't be done, and certainly in the face of their own self-doubts, which almost inevitably are going to arise over the longer term. Entrepreneurs have to be good at keeping their short-term focus on the task at hand, getting the job done, and at the same time keeping their longer-term and bigger picture motivations present in their thinking. The business development process is almost always a trial and error process, requiring that the entrepreneur make adjustments based on experience. Successful entrepreneurs take seriously real-world feedback, right, which means being able to admit mistakes, which means being able to incorporate newly discovered facts as they arise, rather than kind of pig-headedly or with the blinders on, sticking to whatever they believe to be true and ignoring anything that's a threat to their pet ideas. The development process hopefully culminates in a working product or service. Now, if so, then the entrepreneur has added value to the world by creating a new product or service, making it work consistently, producing it in quantity, and then hopefully continuing to improve the quality. Those who transact with entrepreneurs, whether as customers or employees, engage in win-win trade, exchanging value for value. Socially, trade is a process of peaceful exchange with others according to productive merit. It requires negotiation, a willingness to protect one's own interests and an ability to do so and respecting the others doing the same. In the process of negotiation, various diplomatic skills and, when necessary, toughness, right, are required in order to achieve a mutually beneficial result. Entrepreneurs also add value to the process by exhibiting leadership. Entrepreneurs are doing something new, right? Opening a new business, creating a new product or service, and so they are the first to go down a new path. Consequently, entrepreneurs need to have some leadership skills. They have to be able to show and convince customers of the value of the new product or service. They have to show new employees how to create the new product or to perform the service. Consequently, entrepreneurs are adding value through their leadership skills and providing, as a result of that, new opportunities for customers, new opportunity for employees, and then certainly part of the compensation then that the entrepreneur is receiving in turn is for taking on that leadership role. Finally, after all of this, the entrepreneur experiences success and the enjoyment of success. Creating a successful business brings with it both material and psychic rewards. Financial security, financial independence, and the material goods that having financial wealth can bring with it. And of course, there are also the psychological rewards of success, enhanced self-respect, and that sense of accomplishment at having created a successful business. So if we return to our initial question, what makes entrepreneurs tick? How do they do what they do? This list is an identification of all of the traits that are necessary for entrepreneurs to be successful at creating and maintaining new ventures. Not all entrepreneurs have all of these traits to the 100% degree. We all have strengths and weaknesses in our character, strengths and weaknesses in our ability traits and skills and so forth. But a list like this is helpful in a number of ways. It helps us from the outside understanding what entrepreneurs are going through and figuring out the difference between those entrepreneurs who are able to pull it off and make their ventures successful and those who fall short in various ways and do not make it happen. And for those of us who have entrepreneurial aspirations, who want to start our own business, it gives us a checklist so we can do our own self-examination, figure out what we're good at, and play to those strengths, figure out what our weaknesses are, and work on improving ourselves in those areas to eliminate those weaknesses, thus improving our chances of success in entrepreneurship.